It's interesting to reflect back on what I thought I was carrying versus what I actually was carrying, and I think continue to carry. I think we underestimate as men, but I think as humans as well, what we carry, trying to balance work, trying to balance life, trying to balance being a husband, being a dad, our faith, our community, all of these kinds of things. I think we totally get it wrong. My name is Andy Ridge. I am 43 years old. I live in Stellenbosch. I've got a wife and 3 girls. I've been part of the Counsel group actually since it started in 2021. So I think, 5 years now? I can't believe how quickly it's gone. So I'm involved in the Checkers 60/60 business, and I've been very, very lucky to be involved in something that has been a massive, massive success story in South Africa. Obviously, it's gone from an idea to starting kind of small and then to growing as something very big very quickly. Trying to keep up with that has been a serious challenge. Every single time we arrive at a council session, we're all feeling pretty frazzled. We've all raced out of work to try and get here by 4 o'clock. Things are feeling pretty frantic. We start always with a one-word check-in. Everyone is using words like rattled or chaos or whatever it might be. And by the time we leave, we often are using words like relief or perspective or gratitude. This is something that the world has got really wrong. There isn't really a structure or a formalized structure for people at this age and stage to be able to share like this. When you go out with your mates or whatever, you're not talking about this kind of stuff. You're kind of brushing this stuff under the carpet, and that stuff never really gets solved. Well, I certainly feel like I have better perspective. I understand the priorities of life better, having been a part of this. And I think it's so easy in one's 40s to really get sucked into, I don't really want to use the word rat race of life, but life is fast when you are at that stage of your career. You are married, you've got relatively young kids. And I think it's during this decade of your life that you make some pretty critical choices around which way do you want to go. I think those choices can be fundamental to where you find yourself when you're 50, when you're 60. I think the Counsel has really helped me to understand these priorities, to understand what are the consequences of some of these decisions that one can make at this stage of your life. And as a result, I certainly think a lot more carefully around what is going to help me and in terms of long-term success. And I think also, what is God's purpose for my life? If I look at my life in 5 or 10 years' time, I would hope that where I am then, a little bit of that has been shaped by what's gone on in these council sessions. Joining the council is one of the best decisions I've ever made, honestly, and I would highly, highly recommend it to anyone.